Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a good holiday season. Today's call is about cloud competency attainment, and we will be talking about the small and mid-market cloud solutions competency. I hope everyone can hear me. If you can't, please let me know. My name is... Yes. Is there any way to increase the volume? Well, I hope this is better. My name is Chinmay Bhavani Shankar, and I'm part of the U.S. Partner Experience team. With me today, we have members of the NPD support team who will also be helping me answer questions. And also we have Michael Panzaroli, who's a partner technical strategist and our Office 365 expert. On the call today, we also have Judy McOstrich, who is our worldwide partner group counterpart and the program owner for some of these cloud solutions competencies. Kicking off on the agenda, I'll talk about a brief and give you an overview of the Microsoft Partner Network, the membership options, about the action-packed subscription, and then the cloud competencies. We'll then talk about the requirements and benefits, and then move on to resources. After that, we'll open up the floor for Q&A. I would request you to hold your questions until then. If there are any questions, please type them in the chat window, and I'll get back to them towards the end of the call. Whether you're an individual or a small business looking for support, or an established company looking to differentiate your business, our partner program offers membership options that cater to what you need. You can sign up as a network member, which is free, and you have access to some training and support. You can also buy an action-packed subscription, and that adds on to benefits of a network member and gives you access to internal use rights and added support. Over the years, we've taken feedback from partners about MAP, which is the Microsoft Action Pack subscription, and have now set it up for auto-renewal, improved the enrollment experience, and removed the assessment that used to be a requirement. The third membership option, which is competencies, which is what we'll be talking about today, has two levels, silver and gold, and you can obtain them by taking certification exams, meeting sales performance requirements, obtaining customer references, and paying fees where applicable. While silver competencies represent consistent capability, expertise, and commitment, gold competencies demonstrate best-in-class capability within a specific Microsoft solution area. Partners can earn both gold and silver competency in any of the 28 areas that include cloud, on-premise, and hybrid cloud capabilities. With a competency, you get incremental internal use right benefits, support, and advisory hours. If you aren't ready for a competency yet, you can always stick to Action Pack subscription, and for less than $500 US, you can get the new and improved Action Pack loaded with tools and solutions to help you learn more and grow faster. With Action Pack enrollment, you automatically get access to internal use rights, which now include Windows 10 Enterprise Upgrade, EMS, Office 365 E3, and Azure monthly credits. With the Microsoft Developer Network, you get access to powerful developer tools, and also with Action Pack enrollment, you get placement in Microsoft's customer marketplace as well. You can easily move to the cloud with the Skykick migration offer. You get free use of Skykick's migration suite to move your business to Office 365 for up to 500 licenses. Now, coming to the competencies, just to give you an overview of the 28 or so competencies that are out there, there are 5 cloud performance competencies that are listed out here. Competencies are a great way to demonstrate to current and potential customers both the scope of your expertise and depth of your experience. The competencies have been improved over time, and most recently, we've lowered the threshold for quicker achievement. The goal of these calls is to dive deeper into the requirements and tackle each of these competencies one by one. Having said that, most of the competencies have some basic set of requirements. So there's customer evidence, certifications, performance, and speed. These are the 4 parts. If you break it down, these are how the requirements can be broken down. So for customer evidence, you're demonstrating your experience by providing customer references for your recently completed project. For silver, typically there are 3 references, and for gold, there are 5 references that are required. In terms of certifications, you're demonstrating your expertise by completing required technical assessments, exams, and certifications. And your organization can obtain multiple competencies, and we'll talk about this a little more when we dive deeper into it. In terms of performance, this is the sales performance requirements, and it differs from competency to competency. You will also need to be the partner of record to apply your Microsoft Office 365 deployment towards your cloud competence. And then comes fee. There is one fee due at one time per year, no matter how many additional competencies you learn. And for silver, typically it's $16.60 US, and for gold it is $39.40 typically. Going one step further, for customer evidence, again, this is the process where you obtain a customer reference. And this involves 3 steps. First, you request a reference from your customer through the Partner Membership Center. You will sign into your Partner Membership Center, and then from the Requirements and Assets menu in the Partner Membership Center, you'll click on Create Customer Reference, and you'll select the location. Now, once you've done this, and once you've filled out your customer information, the customer will be notified, and you can look at a sample customer reference email and ensure that your customer knows to fill out the reference. Now, please note that Microsoft may not contact all of your submitted customer references, and some of these may be auto-approved as well. The third step, again, is to check in your Partner Membership Center, so to make sure that the customer reference requirement is completed once your customer fills out the reference. The certifications and exams. Now, every competency has a different set of requirements, and you can go to the requirements page to figure out which competency you're looking towards and what the requirements are. And you can choose from the options that are convenient to you. There are multiple options. There are a lot of ors and ands. Sometimes it's one individual taking multiple exams, or 2 individuals taking multiple exams as well. And in the same realm, your organization can attain multiple competencies. So if you have employees that pass competency exams for multiple silver competencies, then you can count those to attain multiple silver competencies. And the same from gold as well. You can use Microsoft Partner Learning Paths to find details about related exams. If you go to Microsoft Learning Paths and you know which competency you want to attain, then it'll list out all the exams and all the options that you have in order to get to that competence. Another way, once you get to your Partner Membership Center, you can also ensure which exams you've already completed. You will also have to attain, you'll have to associate your Microsoft Certified Professional, your employee, to your organization, so that the exams that they take count towards the competency for your organization. I hope that's moving over to performance. Now, again, every competency has a different set of performance requirements. You can look at it by going on the requirements page for each of the competencies. And you can choose from the options that fit your business model and your necessities best. Performance assessment is also shifting from seats sold to active usage and consumption. So it's not just about how many seats you're selling and how many new customers you're adding, not for all competencies at least, but it is moving towards how many active users you have. So from every seat, how many different workloads have you activated within your customers, and how are they consuming it? You will also need to be the partner of record to apply your deployment towards your cloud competence. Now this is where, again, digital partner of record comes into play. That's the digital partner of record automates how you're attached as the partner of record for subscriptions that you're actively managing. And it also associates servicing partners to a Microsoft Cloud subscription. It gives you visibility on your customers' consumption as well. Fees. Now, one fee is due one time per year, and no matter how many additional competencies you earn, the fee varies by location and will be presented to you during the enrollment process. Your actual fee will be based on the physical location of your company. For the US, again, as I said before, silver competency would be about $1,660 in addition to applicable local taxes. For cloud competencies only, however, there is no fee until June 30th, 2020. And for gold competency, it'll be $39.40, 3,940 that is, and it doesn't include applicable local tax. If you have any issues during payment, please contact MPN support and know where to find your MPN ID and anniversary date, as you will need that in handy when you either contact support, call in, or talk to them via chat. Now, coming into the specifics of the small and mid-market cloud solutions competency, all the customer evidence, certification, performance, and that I talked about earlier was more generic, and now specifically to this particular competency, in terms of customer evidence, you will need 3 customer references for silver and 5 customer references for gold. For certification, for silver, specifically for this competency, there is no certification required, so that's easy. And for gold, you will need to have 2 individuals that pass the following exam, which is the 7347 Enabling Office 365 Services exam. For performance, in silver, so this is the toughest part. Customer evidence, certifications, and these are more of technical things that you can plan for. Performance, silver, you must have sold about 40 seats of Office 365 with at least 4 new customers within the past 12 months. And for gold, you must have sold 250 seats of Office 365 with at least 25 new customers within the past 12 months. And for silver, since this is a cloud performance competency, to help you invest in your future, this is free and or no cost until June 30th, 2016. Ron, you had a question. Would this performance requirement be 160 total seats or 40 seats over 4 customers? So it is 40 seats over 4 new customer adds. Now that we have all the requirements cleared up, let's move on to the benefits. For core benefits, again, this applies across all competencies. Once you get a competency, you get a set of core benefits, which enable you to sell to market and give you support options, and also help enable you to sell more and plan for the future of your business. So you're eligible for a certain partner incentive, you have access to Microsoft's Attainment solution, and also license for volume licensing and technical pre-sales assistance in the selling group or selling bracket. For marketing, you will get a partner newsletter. You will have access to the Partner Marketing Center with resources, and you will have prioritized listing in the Pinpoint directory, which is Microsoft's partner-to-partner marketplace, or customer-to-partner marketplace. And also, you'll get a Microsoft Competency logo. In terms of support, partner advisory hours. You have access to partner advisory hours, which is a very underutilized resource. You can call in for technical assistance or for planning out your business in terms of where you want to go with the capabilities that you have. For a silver competency, you get 20 hours, and for gold, you get about 50 hours. A lot of our partners barely even utilize this benefit, so I encourage you to at least try it out. Product support, you get about 15 incidents if you're a silver competency partner, and 20 incidents for gold. Signature cloud support, since we're talking about cloud competency, it's unlimited for the cloud performance competency. For hybrid competencies, there's about 5 for silver, 5 incidents for silver, and 10 for gold. Internal use rights is probably the most utilized benefit and also the most useful. The cloud services and on-premises software licenses that you get for free if you are a competency partner. So for silver, you get up to 25 licenses per product. For a gold competency, you get up to 100 licenses per product. So this is also, again, in addition to the Visual Studio subscriptions that you also get. And you get additional information if you go to the core benefits page on the partner portal. John, you had a question about there used to be 2 exams, 7246 and 247, but now there's only 1.
This is Michael, John. So I'm not familiar with all the history on the small and mid, but you might be confusing it with the cloud productivity, which does require both 346 and 347. But for the small and mid gold, it is just 347.
And it would also go to the portal, John, where the requirements are listed, and I would go by that. So now that we talked about the benefits for across all competencies, let's again delve into the small and mid-market cloud solutions competencies, the incremental benefits that you get. This, again, specifically in terms of internal use licenses. For silver, you get 10 additional seats of Office 365, and for gold, you get 25 additional seats. So these are the only ones that are listed on the portal, and they do say that this is in addition to the core benefits, but a lot of times this is lost in translation. So I just want to emphasize that you get a set of core benefits across all competencies, and depending on the competency that you get incremental benefits. Of course, unlimited signature cloud support is unlimited for cloud competencies, and you are eligible for Microsoft Online Services Advisor Accelerator for Office 365. That was quite a mouthful. And pinpoint prioritization also happens for both silver and gold. You do get direct partner support through or regional contacts. You get some sort of account coverage if you are a gold small and mid-market cloud solutions company. Moving on to some resources. Now, blog post, again, reiterates some key messages that Microsoft would like to convey to you as our partners. And my teammate, Diane Goldshand, does a wonderful job pulling in all the resources together and giving that story to you. There are a few things that I really want to call out. There's a 3-part blog series for the Office 365 partner community, written by Michael Pensarelli, who's on the call, and specifically about the new Office 365 E5 suite. You get a lot of questions about E5, so read the blog series. It has a lot of good information. NPN 101, again, is a collection to help you manage your relationship with Microsoft. Again, a good collection of resources. It has links to the new partner orientation call series that I'm running, which happens once every 2 months, where I walk through the NPN 101 deck. It also has links to other 4 other calls in terms of activating your internal use rights, renewing your competencies, and other resources that you want to probably stay on top of. So again, renewing your Microsoft competency, that was my blog post, has all the resources that you need and answers all the questions that you might have when you come to the point of renewing your competency. And activating your internal use rights. benefit. So I did talk about how internal use rights is the most used benefit, but what are the actual steps to activating those internal use rights? As in, step one, sign in. Step two, click on this. So I have gone through each one of the major products, which is Office 365, Azure, and CRM Online, along with our support counterparts, and walked you through how to activate those benefits. Now, the Office 365 partner community, I would actually like to let Michael kind of talk about this and what the partner community entails.
Sure. This is a collection of assets for Office 365 partners that are based in the U.S. We have a lot of U.S. specific things. And if you haven't signed up for our partner newsletter, I encourage you to do that. You can use the AKA MS vanity URLs to sign up for any one of these assets. So the newsletter comes out usually around later in the month, usually around the 19th or the 20th. And you'll find information on service news, but you'll also be a great spot to find out any kind of events that are happening across the U.S. And we usually kind of go around a particular theme. Actually, over the last several months, we've really been focusing on the different aspects of the E5. And if you've missed any, if you're interested in that, and you've missed any of the calls in the E5 series going all the way back to, I think, November with Office 2016, you can use that link down below to sign up for one or all the calls. And if you want to see what was presented, you can just register, and it'll just show you right on demand there. You can see the review the previous recording, see the topic, and then check out those calls. We also have a Yammer group. This is a great place not only to get your questions answered on Office 365, but we have the whole U.S. site is terrific to find out about incentives, investments. So that's join Office 365 Yammer, and you can join that group. And it's also great for partner-to-partner type questions and conversations. So I encourage you to join that. And the blogs that Chinmay had mentioned, you can see those at the US, aka MS US blogs. So you can see all the blog posts there.
So in the Yammer group, Michael, you are also active, correct? So if they do join the Yammer group, they have access to you in some way?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and I'm on there. You can mention me directly or just post a question. I mean, it is a pretty vibrant community now. There's or either over or pretty close to 1,500 partners on there. And so I get busy. Eventually, I'll get around to answering it. I do check it every few days. But you'll see that there's plenty of folks that are answering questions on there.
Yeah, great. Now, Michael, since I have you on the line, we were talking about some resources if a partner wants to get started selling Office 365 or hasn't quite met the 40-seat limit. One of the resources you talked about was FastTrack. Could you maybe talk a little bit more?
Sure. FastTrack, and speaking very freely here, you've seen things come and go at Microsoft in terms of what we put investments in, and sometimes those change. And one thing that has been very solid, in addition to the CIE or the Microsoft Experience Center for those of you historically in the U.S., another one of those places where we continue to invest in is FastTrack. And FastTrack is just kind of growing. It really kind of started out as more of an offer, an incentive, and really has just kind of grown to a process that really encompasses the full Office 365 lifecycle. And so if you're a partner, if you're starting out, and you haven't been introduced to the FastTrack resource, really encourage as a resource. There's lots of other things to talk about within FastTrack, but for the purpose of this call, I think that's just kind of a great way to start.
Yeah. Yep, and Lawrence also mentioned that SureStep, when starting out, is also a great resource. Add that slide in there before I get out the PowerPoint deck. Now, Michael, I know we were also talking about timelines. A lot of questions that I get from partners when I do talk to them is, how long will it take me to get a small and mid-market solutions competency or cloud productivity competency? I know the requirements, again, are evidence, performance, exams, and fees. And how would you kind of answer that in terms of an estimate?
Well, it's kind of the classic consulting answer, and it depends, right? And so that doesn't help folks much, but it really is kind of true. So, well, what does it actually depend on? And I think kind of taking a step back for those that are just starting out, you really need to get some customers first, right? Because that's really kind of one of that performance requirement. You're going to need some customers. Now, in the small mid-market, the bar, and that silver one, the bar is pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
So you may be finding yourself, I already have 4 customers in the past month, or I've got 2, and I'm pretty sure I can land these other 2. And 40 seats is not a whole lot of seats, and there's no exam requirement. So that bar is pretty low, and there's a whole bunch of core benefits in there that are really valuable. So you may have your sights set on Cloud Productivity Silver, and I encourage you to do that. But one strategy might just be to start taking advantage of those benefits today, the IURs, the support, the partner advisory hours, to just maybe just slide into the small mid-market, right? Yeah. That shouldn't take you very long at all. It really depends, again, on where you're at with your customers, because 40 seats isn't a lot, but 4 customers might be a lot for those that are just starting out. So it could be extremely short runway, or it could take you maybe 6 months, right, to be able to acquire those customers. Now, when we start stepping up to gold in small and mid-market, 25 is a lot of customers, not a whole lot of seats, but that's a lot of customers for those that are just kind of starting out. So for the small and mid-market gold, you're really transacting a lot of smaller customers very quickly, right? You have a process, you're moving, and you do have some exam requirements, and you need 2 individuals. So then you really, I think, need to start to ask yourself in terms of heuristics, well, what is my focus? What is my goal? Am I really staying in the small and mid, and that's my sweet spot, and that's where I really want to establish my competency? Then stay there and start working toward that goal. Other partners will start taking a look at the requirements and the benefits, and they will be shooting for, at least Office 365 partners, be shooting for that silver competency, the Cloud Productivity Silver. And that typically takes a little bit longer because it is only 1 individual, but it is a couple exams, and the seat count is a lot higher. So what I do with my partners that
resources to kind of plan ahead and look at what you have already and what exams your employees have and plan accordingly, and then kind of create some sort of a timeline so that you know where you want to go.
Yeah, and you mentioned it briefly, the learning paths.
Yeah.
Those are actually a great resource. If you're looking to pass those exams, I recommend those because there's a lot of options on there. There's not only classroom options, but there's also online options to understand what's on the test and to see content related to those.
Right.
And so I would just put a plug in for those as well.
Yeah. All right, and in terms of, again, resources, the Small and Medium Business Partner Center, USSM Partner Center, is a fantastic resource. They have a lot of upcoming events. SMB Live is a series of events that is getting kicked off in mid-February, and you can go to the hot sheet, which I will talk about pretty soon, and look at where these events are, whether it's in a city near you, so you can go and actually sit down and listen to our SMB team talk about Office 365 in particular, I think, this time around. Also, they have regional insider calls. The first one is coming up in, again, mid-February, if I remember right. If you go to the SMB Partner Center, you will get all of this information. They also have a partner online technical training going on right now that ends sometime in March. They do have the partner insider community, and also give you access to offers and incentives specifically for partners operating in the SMB space. Now, if you take away anything from this call or from any of the MPN calls that you've been at, this is one slide that you need to know where to find. So the Stay Informed slide talks about everything that I just detailed. So how to join the partner community and how to stay engaged with the partner community. It talks about the Office 365 partner community, and it pulls all the resources and the links together. For partner training, Hot Sheet is what I was talking about, which is a collection of all online and in-person events that Microsoft is hosting for partners. So for the next 2 months, you can kind of see the schedule and see where you fit in and add those onto the calendar. Profitability and cloud adoption resources, and also Worldwide Partner Conference, which is, again, coming up in July. It is in Toronto this time, so do take a look and make sure your passports are up to date and register early because the prices only go up as we get closer to the conference. And the partner support resources is also very important. There is a variety of resources you have for support, different ways you can get support. Make sure you know what your options are. Diane, you bring up a great point. SMB also has a roadshow coming to 28 cities, and it starts in February. This is the SMB Live event that I just spoke about. So you can get additional information at the vanity URL, SMB Live Cloud. I will update the slides to make sure this information is in there. One more plug for the upcoming calls, and I'll open it up to questions. Next Wednesday, January 20th at 9:30, we have the new partner orientation call. So if you are a new partner or a new person within your partner organization and you want to get kind of an overview of the Microsoft Partner Network and what the benefits are, I briefly touched upon it in the beginning of this call, but we will go in depth. And you'll get all the resources that we had just talked about and an opportunity to ask questions. And also January 27th would be the next Cloud Competency Attainment call, which will be focusing on cloud productivity. Michael already kind of touched on it. He will also be on the call, and we'll kind of talk about the connection between small and mid-market and cloud productivity as well. Having said that, I would now like to open it up to questions. Rusty, does anyone have the link for the spring CIE training?
We'll get that.
Yeah, we can send that over to you, Rusty. It should also be on the hot sheet, but if it's not, we'll send that over. Giuseppe, I think I'm pronouncing your name properly, you produced a tool to make deployment and help desk to see how can you present the tool at the roadshow. I can get you connected with the SMB team that actually run the roadshow and look at logistics. I will take it offline. If you can send me a message on Yammer to follow up, that would be great. David, you're saying that you've been in the cloud competency for a couple years now, and I'm wondering if this supersedes the Action Pack subscription. Haven't been able to renew your Action Pack subscription. If there are any support personnel on the line, I think you might be the best ones to answer. But from my understanding, once you get a competency, your Action Pack subscription kind of it does supersede it, so it goes away. If the support personnel on the line all right, we'll take that offline, Robin. Just shoot me a message and we'll see. They already have Office 365 accounts. Yeah, we'll have to get you in touch with support to see if that will actually count. All right. If you have any other questions, speak up now. If not, please do post your messages on the Yammer group as well. We'll definitely make sure to get your questions answered. The Office 365 Yammer community would be a great place for any competency-specific or Office 365-specific questions. This was the first of the Cloud Competency Attainment Call series. We really hope this was useful. If you have any feedback, do let me know, either on Yammer or via email. And hopefully we'll see you at the next one. Again, next week is going to be the new partner orientation call, and on the 27th we will tackle cloud productivity. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of the week.